Hey everybody, welcome back to the Light Side Music Reactions. Today, in honor of Veterans Day, and also since it is Midnight Special Monday, we are reacting to a song from the Midnight Special. This is from the very third episode that they released, and this was from February 16th, 1973. And the song that we're listening to today is Mac Davis singing the song Home. Mac Davis, for those of you that aren't familiar, was an American songwriter, singer, performer, and actor from Lubbock, Texas. He was successful as a crossover artist, and he wrote songs for the likes of Elvis Presley, including the song In the Ghetto. Remember that one? Very emotional song. And A Little Less Conversation. He wrote that for Elvis. And he also had a solo career in the 70s and had hits like the song Baby Don't Get Hooked on Me. I remember that one. But anyway, Mac Davis just passed away recently on September 29th, 2020. He passed away in Nashville, Tennessee at the age of 78. So this song that we're reacting to today, Home, is a song about the Vietnam War. And it was also recorded by Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. I haven't heard their version of this song. Mac has a studio version of this song in addition to this live performance. But we're going to go ahead and check out this live performance for the Midnight Special. And here we go.
I hope I never have to do this song again. And every night they lie awake
Beautiful.
and dream of mama's chocolate cake.
Such a smooth voice.
And wonder if there'll be a tomorrow. And will they ever see their home and their family? Oh, will they ever be back home?
Okay, so I'm tearing up already. Very emotional song. He's sitting there, and of course, Midnight Special, you ever watch it, they've got a huge variety of musical styles they've got on there, but the vast majority of them are energetic and fun and really get you moving. This song is a wild contrast to that. He's just sitting there, just him and his acoustic guitar, picking this very sad, melancholy melody on his guitar and singing along this very sad song. At first I thought, it sounded like a Christmas song. Every night they lay awake. We think about children lying awake at night, waiting for the sound of sleigh bells on the rooftop and reindeer hoof prints, that sort of thing. And he's talking about every night they lay awake and dream of mama's chocolate cake. And you think of children, and then it switches, and wonder if there'll be a tomorrow. And will they ever see their home and their family, or will they ever be back home? And so you realize that he's talking about, even without realizing, I know it has to do with the Vietnam War, so I got a heads up. I know what the song's about. But you could think of children in wartime. But here he's singing about the soldiers. These young soldiers going off to war. And, they're just children. They're little more than children. Barely out of high school. And, of course, back in the old days, a lot of times you had teenagers, 15 or 16 years old, willing and excited to fight and die for their country that they would lie about their age in order to get into the military. And so you had 15, 16-year-old boys going off to war and getting killed. And so it's not really a stretch the imagination to imagine these boys as children going off to war. Here I am, 51 years old, and my daughter just turned 20, just getting ready to turn 22, and I can't imagine, at her young age, people her age going off to fight in war, and yet these boys were a lot younger than that. It's just shocking. And so, yeah, let's get back into it. This is going to be a very emotional song.
And boys who never learn to pray look to the heavens every day and stumble through a simple little prayer. And ask the Lord above, please send me home to the ones I love. Oh God, I hope they make it home.
All right, the lyrics here on this one. And boys who never learn to pray look to the heavens every day. And of course, if you grew up in church, you learn from a young age how to pray. But yet, when we're children, you learn those little repetitious prayers, like the "Now I lay me down to sleep." Oh man, as I think about just the words to that prayer itself in context to this song, "Now I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take." That's the kind of poetic rhyme that we learn to pray as small children before we get old enough to learn how to pray, in a real, actual conversation with God. And once again, it just puts you in mind of these young children who the only way they know how to pray is that little rhyme that they learned from their parents, and never reached an age where they were old enough to learn how to actually pray and talk to God one-on-one, as if he was standing right next to you. And yet, they look to the heavens every day and stumble through a simple little prayer and ask the Lord above to send them home to the ones they love. Oh God, I hope they make it home. Amen. Let's get back into it.
And every day some young boy dies, and in the night some young girl cries. He'll never hear his baby's laughter. He'll never ever see his home or his family, but I guess he's finally free. Well, at least he's on his way back home.
Beautiful song. And of course, the way he began that, was saying, "I hope I never have to sing this song again." And yet, here we are. That was back in the 1973. Here we are 51 years later, and still wars all around the world. And our young men and women are being sent off. Not just young men anymore, now women as well are being sent off to fight in these foreign wars. And I'm not going to get into all the politics of it. I'm a supporter of being the so-called world's policeman sort of thing. I believe that as a Christian, I have a duty to stand up and protect the rights of those that are being abused, those that can't stand up and defend themselves and they need help. I believe I have an obligation. If I have the power to help somebody, I believe I have a moral obligation to do that. And so, on the one hand, I support standing up for the weak and the defenseless. At the same time, though, it's just such a horrible thing to see our young people being sent off to fight these foreign wars, and a lot of times we don't even know what they're being sent off to fight for. We go into some of these locations, and Vietnam's a perfect example. We went into it, and we ended up basically surrendering. We didn't lose the war because we weren't able to win it. We lost the war because America basically surrendered. We betrayed our troops, our soldiers we sent over there. We betrayed them by surrendering, and the sacrifices that they made over there. I hate to say this, but they were in vain because we didn't accomplish what we set out to do over there. And so, if we're going to be sending our young people into war, we have to have it defined ahead of time. We have to have a game plan. We have to stick to it, and that's a problem when you change administrations too, presidential administrations. You have one administration that starts it, and then another takes over halfway through. They don't have the same vision, and so where you go into something like that with a vision and a plan, and another administration takes over, completely changes it and can back you out of it, and you end up losing all the ground that you won and were winning just because of the policies of this new administration. We've seen that in recent years as well. And so I'm not going to get into all in depth in the politics of that either. Those of you that want to, you can do some research and find out about the wars that we were in and got out of, the circumstances around those and how they were abject failures. But anyway, when we send our children away to fight in these wars, we have to make sure that they are fighting for a cause that is just. We have to make sure that we honor our troops when we send them over there, and don't betray them and leave them like has been done in the past in Vietnam and also in recent years. But anyway, he says, I hope I never have to sing this song again. And yet here we are 51 years later, and this song is just as relevant today as it was 51 years ago when he sang it on that stage. Every day some young man dies, and in the night some young girl cries. He'll never hear his baby's laughter. He'll never see his home and his family. And the lyrics here are different. He kind of strayed in his live version. But he'll never see his home and his family. And I forget what he said the next line there. And then the last line was, but at least I guess he's finally coming home. And of course, he's not coming home alive. He paid the ultimate sacrifice, and he's finally going home. And so that prayer was finally answered for him. The prayer that he prayed for, it says, stumble through a simple little prayer and ask the Lord above to send them home to the ones they love. Oh God, I hope they make it home. Well, he did go home. They did make it home, and I'm sure that the Lord accepts them with open arms, these young men that were just so young that they never had the opportunity to learn how to have a proper relationship with Him, never getting to experience the things that this world has to offer, the good and the bad and the ugly. I believe definitely that there's an age of accountability that we reach. And of course, soldiers that go off to war are typically above that age mark, but still, that is very young. And I'm sure there's a special place in heaven for those young troops. Yeah, the little prayer, ask the Lord above to send them home to the ones they love. And of course, they didn't get to come home to be with mom and to taste her chocolate cake anymore. To be with your young bride and your young child that was probably even born while you were overseas and you never got to see the baby, never got to hear the baby's cries, never got to see your child grow up. It's such a tragedy. But they did finally get to go back home. And someday, that's the blessed hope that we have in Jesus Christ. If we belong to Him, if we accept Him as our Savior, then one day we will return home and we will be reunited with our loved ones once again. And so it's very poetic, but the last line, I guess he finally made it home, or I guess he's finally going home, however he worded it. Just beautiful song. So tragic and beautiful. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, hit the like button and comment down below. Give me some recommendations on some other music that you want me to check out. This week I'm probably going to, all the videos I'm going to upload are going to be patriotic themed. And so I've got some requests already for patriotic themed songs. I will be reacting to some of those. And so be watching this week, and if you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, you'll know when we add new content. But we have a new episode of the Light Side Music Reactions every day through the week, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. And so thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Before you leave, check out the link in the description to the original video of this. I couldn't find a video of just that song by itself, but I found a video of the entire episode, and so you can kind of scroll through that and find the actual live performance of that song. But that is in the description, and go check that out and give them support over on the Midnight Special channel. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Think of the veterans on this special Veterans Day, and take the time to remember the sacrifice that they paid for us and to honor them. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye, everybody.